Well, we begin tonight with all charges dropped against pro-Palestinian protesters at the University of Michigan. Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you so much for joining us. In court today, Attorney General Dana Nessel's office dismissed the charges stemming from clearing the encampment nearly 1 year ago.
In the aftermath, 7 people were charged with trespassing and resisting and/or obstructing a police officer. But now those misdemeanor and felony charges have been dismissed.
7 News Detroit reporter Faraz Javed is speaking to the former defendants and sharing what he's learned about a letter that could have played a role in the case's dismissal.
It's celebration time for a group of pro-Palestinian supporters in Ann Arbor. Monday, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel dropping all charges against 7 demonstrators arrested last year on the University of Michigan Diag.
How do you feel?
Shock, relief.
Sammy Lewis and Michael Mueller were the 2 defendants in the case. Nessel filing charges in September for trespassing and resisting and/or obstructing a police officer during the clearing of an encampment at the University of Michigan.
Must have been a pleasant surprise.
I would say so, although I think we should take this victory and hope that it gives us strength to continue.
This is a victory for everybody that believes in the right to free speech.
At the court, defense attorneys Amir Maklid and Jamil Kuja weren't surprised at the announcement, as they've been pushing for Nessel's recusal.
Why does the defense team think the Attorney General was biased?
Based on the public statements she's made, for her to go out of her way to solicit this case when it normally would have gone to the Washtenaw County prosecutor, I think shows the level of bias that is there.
I did not hear back from the AG's office regarding an interview request, but in a statement, Nessel writes in part, the case has become a lightning rod of contention. Baseless and absurd allegations of bias have only furthered this divide. And now we have learned that a public statement in support of my office from a local nonprofit has been directly communicated to the court. The impropriety of this action has led us to the difficult decision to drop these charges. I was told it was this 2-page letter from the Jewish Federation of Greater Ann Arbor that landed at Judge Cedric Simpson's desk this weekend.
The judge viewed it as an improper attempt to influence his decision.
The letter says Nessel doesn't hold any biases against Arabs and Muslims. In fact, it claims that as the first Jewish Michigan Attorney General, Nessel has hired more Muslim and Arab American staffers than any of her predecessors.
I had no idea that this letter was even a factor.
While the Federation's Eileen Freed says the letter wasn't intended in any way to influence the court, she still believes more needs to be done to protect Jews on campus.
There have been actual threats against our community. There continues to be vile harassment outside of one of our synagogues on a weekly basis.
I know, Michael, you're Jewish. Why is this movement important for you?
The narrative that the movement for Palestine is anti-Semitic, I think that's incredibly harmful.
As a Black and Puerto Rican person, I understand the history of colonization and how it's affected my people, and that is deeply rooted and connected to the struggle for Palestine.
Now, once again, defense attorney Jamil says the case has been dismissed without prejudice. In theory, it can be refiled, but believes the Attorney General will face similar challenges. In Ann Arbor, I'm Faraz Javed, 7 News Detroit.
Okay, Faraz, thank you.